You're in the lab, man. It's Lee. Y'all saw that title too as well. We're talking about 8 new Mandela effects to blow your mind, make you question this reality. With that said, please stay tuned for the last few of these Mandela effects because I believe me, it will make you question your reality. With that said, remember some of these Mandela effects might not be new to you, but they will be new to somebody else. So please respect them and their mind and their memories too. With that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and leave me your comments about these and others you would like to talk about. Now, let's get this going. Let's start off with number 8, and we're going to be talking about the movie Identity Theft. Yes, Identity Theft. That is how I remember that movie being called. But as you see this picture right here, that has never been the case. It has always been called Identity Thief. It is odd, it's weird, it is just so crazy to me to see it as thief, not theft. And if you can't take my word for it, here's Moneybag.
Newspapers.com. Melissa McCarthy stars in the film Identity Theft alongside Jason Bateman. St. Charles, Kane County Chronicle, February 2013. Here we have January 2013. Livingston County Daily Press. Identity Theft, rated R, Jason Bateman. Identity Theft, rated R, Jason Bateman. This is in Mississippi. Here we have Identity Theft. On Wednesday, July 17th, Identity...
Big shout out to Moneybags for that. Thank you for that. And that's exactly how I remember it too. Identity Theft, not Identity Thief. It is crazy. It is odd that now this says thief instead of theft. And it is so odd and weird. But what do you remember? Do you remember it like I remember it, Moneybags remember it, and many others remember it being Identity Theft? Or do you remember it like it has been and always has been Identity Thief? Number 7 on this list, we are going to be talking about the longest river in the United States of America. Yes, the longest river in America. And you're probably saying it to yourself right here. I'm going to throw it up for you. Yes, you would say it would be the Mississippi River. That is what we were taught in school, grade school, elementary school, all the schools. That is what we were taught. Mississippi River is the longest river in the United States of America. Well, what if I told you that it's totally wrong? It has never been the largest river in America. As I throw this picture up here for you, it is the Missouri River. Yes, you see that right. The Missouri River is the longest river in the United States of America. It only beats them by a couple miles, but it is the largest river in North America. Is that how you remember it? Is that how you was taught? Were you taught that the Missouri River was the biggest, longest river in the United States of America? Or were you taught the way I was taught, and millions of us was taught, that the Mississippi River is the longest river in America? You let me know down below. Number 6, we are going back to that classic movie, The Wizard of Oz. Once again, I love this movie, and I just love that the fact that the Mandela cannot just stay away from this movie at all. And I'm going to be talking about the great last scene, and where Dorothy is saying goodbye to everybody, and she says that magical line, "Click your heels 3 times." Well, listen.
Then close your eyes and tap your heels together 3 times. And think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no... And tap your heels together 3 times.
That is right. You heard it right there. Tap your heels 3 times. Never in my reality was it tap your heels 3 times. It was always click your heels 3 times. And this is mind-blowing because there are just memes of this all over the place. Pictures and just ways of saying click your heel 3 times. Let alone people did this in plays. Well, listen.
Close your eyes. Lift your heels together 3 times. And close your eyes. Lift your heels together 3 times.
Click your heel 3 times. This one bottles me. I fucking love the Mandela effect with The Wizard of Oz. It's just so obvious with that. But what do you remember? Do you always remember Dorothy being told to tap her heels 3 times? Or do you remember it like millions of us remember, click your heels 3 times? Number 5 on this list is going to be talking about the Lindbergh baby. Yes, the Lindbergh baby and the history or not history that we learned when we was kids and heard on the news and stuff like that and learned this in school. And the Mandela effect on this is that the Lindbergh baby was never found. Yes, you heard me saying that. That's just exactly how I remember this whole article, this whole thing with the Lindbergh child. But in this reality, it has never been that. They found the Lindbergh baby. And it is so odd and weird to me because I grew up hearing this, learning about this, that they never found the Lindbergh baby, but they did. They found the kidnapper and the body of the Lindbergh baby. But how do you remember this? Do you always remember the Lindbergh baby never being found like I do? Or do you remember it like it's been this whole entire time in this reality, having the Lindbergh baby being found dead? I know we're in the middle of the halfway mark. If you do enjoy this, man, remember to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and leave those comments down below. But we are going to do a confirmation one here, and we're going to Star Wars Darth Vader, Luke, I am your father. We all know this greatest line. It's just a memorable line that we've said for years and years and years, and we all know that it's changed to no, I am your father. But there are toys still out there that say it here. Listen.
LucasArts Hallmark Christmas ornament, and it says Luke, I am your father instead of no, I am your father. Here we go.
Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
Luke, I am your father.
Luke, I am your father. Toys, licensed toys, have the exact identity quote that has always been. Why would they get the wrong quote if it never was that way? Once again, a proven, confirmed Mandela Effect. Darth Vader, Star Wars, Luke, I am your father. Number 4, I'm glad you're here. It's about to get wild, about to blow your mind, and I'm going to be talking about that biblical, massive man that split the seas, got the commandments. I'm talking about Moses himself. As you see this picture of Moses, this is how I pictured Moses my whole entire life. This is how I remember him constantly told, brainwashed into. That is exactly how I remember Moses. But what if I told you Moses never looked like that? I'm throwing a picture up right now for you, and look at Moses. And this is the sculpture from Michelangelo, and look at the top of his head. Do you ever remember horns coming from Moses's head? Yes, you heard me right. Horns. Yes, horns. Now, you can look it up. It says that many people back in the day, people who wrote about this, said that he had horns. In the book, you could see that he came down from the mountain and he was glowing with hornish horns. It is crazy. I never remember reading or even being taught that Moses had horns like that. This one is wild. This one is crazy. It breaks my heart a little bit just because now the Bible characters are now being rewritten within this Mandela Effect. But how do you remember Moses? Do you remember Moses the way you see it right here with no horns? Or do you remember Moses the way it has always been in this reality with the horns? Number 3 on this list, we are actually going back to the double stuffed Oreo. Yes, a double stuffed Oreo. And look at this. Which one looks right to you? Is it the one with the 2 F's or the one with the 1 F? Well, if you said both, you're both actually correct. I remember both of them, but unfortunately, I remember the one with double stuff with the 2 F's on it, like millions of us remember. Not just millions of us remember, but there are t-shirts that say double stuff. There are even bags that says double stuff. This one is so ironic, so weird. It's kind of like taking that freaking F off the steak puff and making a steak putt and putting that T there. It makes no sense. But how do you remember? Do you remember double stuffed Oreos always being full stuffed with the 2 F's? Or do you remember the way it is now and always has been with the one lonely F? Number 2, we're going to be talking about the great Iron Mike Tyson himself in the Holyfield fight number 2 and the infamous ear bite. Yes, the infamous ear bite, as you see it going through the screen right here. I remember this so widely. I was sitting down watching this. This is what I remember. I remember Mike Tyson taking a bite of his ear and spitting it out to the crowd or to the floor, and he had a chunk of that ear missing. That is how I remember it. But he never ever spit a piece of his ear out. It is so odd and weird. Millions of us remember this fight. We remember this scene. Mills Lane refereeing. Mike comes in and bites him, gets it, just, but apparently he has never, ever, ever spit the ear out in this reality. Never has, never probably will in this reality. It is so odd. It is so weird. But what do you remember from this fight? Do you remember this fight where Holyfield got his ear bit and Mike Tyson spit his ear out? Or do you remember what this reality is telling you right now in this full eyes itself, that Mike Tyson just bit his ear and never spit the chunk out? Number one, who deserves the number one, will be the guy you see right here, Mr. Jesus Christ himself. Yes, 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 Jesus of Nazareth. And this Mandela effect has to do with him being crucified on the cross. Yes, we all remember this story. We all have these pins, these chains with Jesus depicted as being sacrificed on the cross. Well, what if I told you he was never sacrificed on the cross? Yes, you heard me right. As you see this right here, it is written in the book, depicted too as well, that Jesus Christ was crucified to a tree. Yes, you heard me right, to a tree. It is odd. This is so weird. The story I remember was Jesus had to carry his crucifix, the cross, all the way to the spot where he was going to get crucified at. And now that doesn't make any sense, because as you see, he was crucified to a tree. A tree. I'm talking about a tree. It hurts my feelings for this. It destroys me that they are changing these characters, what happened to these characters. The stories of this is just heartbreaking. But what do you remember? Do you always remember, like all of us have read this book 1,000 times, been taught in church, seen depictions on movies and television shows of Jesus being crucified on the cross? Or do you remember the way it has always been, being crucified to a tree? I told you 8 new Mandela effects to blow your mind. The biblical ones destroy me to the core. It gives me chills just thinking about it. And it just blows my mind, is that this is what the sinister higher beings are doing to this world. But if you did enjoy this at any time, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and leave me your comments down below about all these and the ones you see as well. Till then, remember, man, y'all keep your mind open, because those eyes will see everything in front of them. Y'all stay crazy.
I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.